It's time for some Jeet Kune Do butt-kicking, nunchuck flailing, Bruce Lee action. I am your cousin Bobby, and tonight we screen Kung Fu classic, The Chinese Connection. Born Li Junfan on November 27, 1940 in San Francisco, Bruce Lee is, of course, a legend in both martial arts and cinema. Lee's father, Li Hoi Chun, was a famous Cantonese opera and film star, and through him, Bruce Lee received his first film role in 1941's Golden Gate Girl. Yes, he accomplished more than most of us did, even when he was a baby. But by the time he was 18, he had already been in 20 films, though he is probably most well known for his role as Kato in the Green Hornet TV series and his 5 Golden Harvest produced films: The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, Way of the Dragon, Enter the Dragon, and Game of Death. This film, The Chinese Connection, is the US title for either The Big Boss or Fist of Fury, depending on who you ask. Originally, The Big Boss was to be released in the US under that title, as it had a plot involving drug smuggling and was intended to cash in on the success of The French Connection. However, when the films were exported to the US, there was an accidental title switch, and Fist of Fury was shown with the title Chinese Connection, while The Big Boss was shown under the title Fists of Fury. Got it? Because I barely do. So it's odd that Fist of Fury ended up with that title, because it's about a student seeking vengeance for his teacher's death and has nothing to do with drugs at all. So, which one are we showing tonight? Honestly, I don't know. I had a whole lot of Monster and gummy bears before shooting tonight, and I just don't remember which one we're showing. Oops. I can guarantee that there will be a whole lot of amazing fight scenes, as Bruce Lee was action director on both and used these films as a vessel for his martial arts philosophy. Though primarily trained in Wing Chun, a martial art popularized by Ip Man, Lee is most famous for having created Jeet Kune Do, a modern mixed martial arts progenitor. Lee was unsatisfied with regimented martial arts, which often depended upon certain expectations and rules. He wanted something fluid and free-flowing. Because of that, Jeet Kune Do isn't so much a classical martial art as it is the philosophy that the rules of a fight change constantly, and therefore one must be able to adapt at a moment's notice. Lee was once quoted as saying, "Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water. If you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, and it becomes the bottle. You put it into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend." You'll see this philosophy in action tonight. Oh, from Bruce Lee, obviously, not my fat butt. Very few people have the combination of speed and strength that Lee shows in his films. Everything he does has a snap to it. And while it's clear that not every move actually lands, he still strikes as if he were in a real fight. So get yourself a good stretch. And as Bruce said in Enter the Dragon, don't think, feel, and enjoy The Chinese Connection.
Our story begins with the death of He Yun-ja, a legendary Chinese hero famous for his victories over Russia's champion wrestler and Japan's Bushido experts. He was poisoned. By whom? For what? It was not known for certain, but there has been speculation. Here we offer the most popular version.
They must learn Japanese Bushido is the world's finest.
Of course. They've just never felt the sting of Japanese fists.
All right, then. Let's beat them up. Yes, we'll smash them.
That's right. You will. Smash them. We will obey you.
Good. Get around to their school, now. And don't come back if you fail. Get going. Sir. Come on.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did decide on Fist of Fury, huh? Wow. The master whose death sets off the film's events is He Yun-ja, and he was a real-life legend in China. He established a school called the Qinwu Athletic Association and was known for defeating several foreign fighters. One of his fights influenced this movie. In 1902, he responded to a challenge from a Russian wrestler who called the Chinese the sick men of Asia. When He accepted, the wrestler actually ended up forfeiting the match and apologized. He Yun-ja has been depicted on film several times, perhaps most famously by Jet Li in 2006's Fearless. We'll be right back to B-Movie Mayhem with Cousin Bobby.
Open-minded people.
The spirit of innovation.
Passion.
Action. Rock and roll. Cleveland.
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 Cleveland. Cleveland.
We are Cleveland.
Bruce Lee's character in this movie, Chen Zhen, is something of a popular character in China and has been portrayed by other major martial arts stars like Donnie Yen and Jet Li. I'm actually a big fan of 1994's Fist of Legend, which is a remake of Fist of Fury and likewise one of the greatest martial arts films of all time. Now back to the Chinese Connection.
You were wanting to get in here. No. Tell you what. There's only one thing you need to do. Pretend you're a dog, and I'll take you in.
Master, my brother got a job there as their cook, just to discover their plans. And now he's dead. We must do something about them. Let me avenge his death now.
Of course. There's no point in waiting any longer. No one will say they didn't ask for it.
I'll go get the men ready.
Hold on. Sir, if we do it like that, we'll get far too involved in it. They'll connect us with Ho's death.
Oh? What do you propose, then?
There's one idea that might work.
Let's hear it, then.
Oh, someone else will do it for us. And that someone else will be the police.
Have you noticed that all of the bad guys have mustaches? I really wish they had gone full stereotype and twirl those bad boys while laughing. Like, come on, embrace your inner 1930s American serial villain. We'll be right back to B-Movie Mayhem with Cousin Bobby.
I dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Like be a teacher. Or a reality TV star.
I dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you.
Have a career that really means something?
Then do it.
I dare you.
Golden Harvest, the studio behind this and Bruce Lee's other famous kung fu films, was one of the most successful Chinese production companies for a time. Founded in 1970 by Raymond Chow and Leonard Ho, they've also worked with Jackie Chan, Chet Li, and Donnie Yen. The list of great martial arts films that Golden Harvest has produced is mind-boggling. Aside from the big five Bruce films, they were also behind Project A, Police Story, Mr. Vampire, Armor of God, Ricky-O, The Story of Ricky, Fist of Legend, Once Upon a Time in China, and Iron Monkey. Amusingly, they were also responsible for Cannonball Run and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live-action movies. Now back to the Chinese Connection.
Now, about this young guy, Chen. I think you'll agree we've been very lenient with you all. Now I think it's gone far enough. Why did you go and raid the school?
They came to us first. And if they hadn't done that, then of course we would never have gone anywhere near those fellows.
But you must have provoked them. You have to admit that.
I've just been explaining it. If they hadn't come here first...
Right. So now you tell me how your men Feng and Tian died, then. Do you know?
I've no idea.
Of course you do.
No, we don't.
The trope of a white man who appears to be a huge threat but is still beaten fairly soundly by Bruce Lee is an interesting one that appears in this film as well as Way of the Dragon and Enter the Dragon. I see it as a repudiation of the prevalent stereotype that Asian men are weak. Here, the white man is Robert Baker, who was one of Bruce Lee's students. In Enter the Dragon, it was Robert Wall, a well-known American martial artist. And Way of the Dragon features one of the best fight scenes of all time, the one between Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. It's really satisfying seeing Bruce beat him, considering Norris's crappy political beliefs. We'll be right back. Time for Chen Zhen to get his revenge. Back to the Chinese Connection. With Chen Zhen getting shot by a police officer who might have been played by Steve Martin, it's time for the Bobby score. We have 1 star for rice to the face, 1 star for biting as an effective fight tactic, 1 star for mass dojo beatings, and 1 star for Bruce Lee, top-notch action star and master of disguise. That's a total of 4 stars Cousin Bobby says watch it, but be careful of rice and samurai swords. We close today, as always, with this metal moment. The song Bruce Lee by stoner metal band Indian Handcrafts is a riff-tastic tribute to the star. The video also serves as a parody of and tribute to the conventions of the genre, down to guitarist Daniel Brandon Allen wearing Bruce Lee's signature yellow tracksuit from Game of Death. The song is off of the band's great 2012 album, Civil Disobedience for Losers. Well, that's all we have for tonight. Thanks for watching Bruce Lee brutally and righteously kick tail all over Shanghai. You can email me at cousinbobby216@gmail.com. And make sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. A huge thanks to my production partner, Pat Longbreak, the entire crew here at TV20, and our graphic designer, Jeff Agneberg. Thanks, Cleveland. Sweet dreams, and good night.